If we overstock, then the animals will give us less milk and we shall end up getting little income. And to determine the stocking rate, we have to determine amount of feed available on the pasture. So, therefore what we can do now, we have to harvest the forage that there is, we dry it and determine the amount of dry matter. It was 100. So we just cut. When cutting, we cut what we think the animals can consume, and then we put in our polythene bag. That will be our sample number 1 for each group. Then you have to cut 4 samples. So it is you to determine how you distribute your sampling. Because you are going to sample the whole of, as soon as you are going to sample the whole of this area which is being grazed. It is your farm. Okay? And you want to be as accurate as possible to make sure that you get the correct estimate of the amount of forage on this paddock so that you can stock correctly. Because if you don't stock it correctly, you will lose the pasture. If you lose the pasture, you lose the animals because they have nothing to eat. You want to graze the animals on this farm for about 5 years. Therefore, to graze this area for the next 5 years, we have to ensure that our pasture is not destroyed. To ensure that we use optimum stocking rate and we graze our pasture efficiently. So, we just use our panga and cut what the animals can consume and we put in a polythene bag. Then we sample another area and so on. Remember, the quadrant is supposed to be thrown so that you are not biased. You are not supposed to press it down where you feel that maybe let me take the sample from here. No, it's supposed to be thrown and you are not biased in sample collection. So each group is supposed to collect 4 samples which we shall take and weigh. So after weighing, suppose you have your 4 samples. Okay, sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 samples. Okay, so finally you are going to combine the samples into one. After weighing, you weigh and then you pour it down and you mix everything together. After mixing, you pick what we refer to as a composite sample, and you pick 2 samples which you will put in the other 2 polythene bags, and you also weigh them. That is what we shall dry up and weigh after drying. I hope that I hope I'm clear. Pick 4 samples, weigh them, mix them together. Then after mixing, you pick 2 samples which we refer to as composite samples. Then we weigh them also, and there's ones which we are going to dry. Okay, so can we do that maybe within 30 minutes and we go?
Now, how shall we cut all that grass? We will carry the grass. We first identify the species there. If you don't reach these areas, well, I think this one called Mimosa Podica. Mimosa Podica is one of the weeds. Even the kidney weed. We have it. We have even the kidney weed, which is here. Kidney weed? Here. That here. In our language, it's called kutukumu. One here. Another one? Called another one? That's all. Okay. So after we are going to cut whatever is in this cold bag. Where is the polythene bag? Then we put in the polythene bag. Then after we shall go and weigh. When it is still fresh. Yes. Then after we choose to dry and get the dry weight for 2 species. Yeah. Who has the polythene bag? Okay. So we have. Yeah, it's good. Nice cow.
You put in the cow.
Put in the polythene. Put.
I'm holding, you put. Let the lady do that.
Yes. Let the lady hold.
You, lady doctor.
Sorry. You go the other side.
Here is another pond. We have one.
We have one. We only have 2 pangas for the whole
We have only one. What is that?
Let me cut from here also.
I mean the whole group. The whole cut.
You are going to be a butchery. A butcher man. The camera is getting you, even the voice.
I go and take my bag.
Another cavera. That one is enough for one cavera.
No, we are 50 in one peruke. Yeah. Yeah.
What I know is this thing is going to be less than 3 cavera.
Make sure you don't cut
one extra for the other dry one.
Oh, we have how many? There are 4.
We have 4.
We have 4. Yeah.
So we are using 3 poly for you. For the fresh grass.
Oh, really?
Don't you ready? You can't see.
There is even coach grass. Is it
Coach grass.
The percentage, please percentages, are we?
Also right spear grass.
At least then we begin now.
estimating?
This spear grass.
Maybe night, at night.
One way?
Ah, my friend, I've killed many. I was in Somalia.
Only Somalia.
And Iraq.
When I start, we don't know your Iraq.
No. You will find me. Then I will tell you that thing.
Not all that. As long as the cavera is one sample. This is what make another.
You go to another
up to 4.
Like to another place, you get another sample until you make a 4 samples.
We're supposed to
They're documenting this work.
the moment we feel we stop.
Bagenda okulabamu omyayo yajja osoma ali mu
Ali.
n'omuntu anazanyira mu after lunch ba
That's weed one. Weed one. First wait. Let's give them the percentages. The guinea grass here is few. They're like 5%. The guinea grass. First wait. Just not this percentage. I will reduce them. Weed one. Weed one is like 2. This
I think that's enough.
okay, no, it's enough. I can count. 10, 5, 20, 25, 25, and 45.
Another sample. Where's the first sample?
The first sample is this one.
Where do you show that you? This is first sample.
Somebody has been.
Because
I'm the
everyone
first
has a
sample.
cavera.
Me, I'm the first sample.
That one is first, is the second.
Then I'm second.
Is second, I'm third.
What is holding it?
Activity of our animals. If we overstock, then the animals will give us less milk and we shall end up getting little income. And to determine the stocking rate, we have to determine amount of feed available on the pasture. So, therefore what we can do now, we have to harvest the forage that there is, we dry it and determine the amount of dry matter. We have to determine the amount of dry matter, then we calculate the amount of dry matter for the whole paddock, and then we divide the amount with the amount which an animal can consume on a daily basis. And out of that, we can know how many animals we need to stock here to ensure that all the forage that there is here is consumed and converted into the product which we want, which is milk. So, stocking rate is of great importance because it determines the survival of our pasture. If we overstock, our forages will be destroyed by the animals and we shall end up with a degraded grazing land. The land without forage for the animals to consume, and therefore no money for us because we don't have milk to sell from the animals.
Okay.
So what the students are doing now, they are collecting samples from this paddock. So these samples are going to be dried and then we get the dry matter of the samples. Using that, the dry matter from the samples, we can calculate the amount of dry matter available in the whole paddock. And then from there, we can determine the number of animals that can be safely grazed on this paddock without destroying our pasture. Because we want this pasture to survive for many years, so our animals can keep on grazing it and giving us milk for that long period of time.
Okay.
Random. Okay, you give me a second chance and I throw and
You bring and you
go there. This is central. Why are you listening to your catching?
You also the fang is very blind. Man, these tools are fun.
Insufficient funds.
Whoa.
Well, they have enough funds, but we don't know where they go.
Why is it insufficient funds?
What we have done here is we did a random sample by throwing the 1 meter square quadrant unbiasedly. Then we identify the weeds and pastures within the quadrant and name them accordingly. And we gave them the percentages according to what? Their
The
distribution within the quadrant. Then after that, you cut all what is inside the quadrant and now pack it in the cavera, and that will be equal to what? Your wet sample, not the dry sample.
fresh.
Yes, fresh.
Packing it.
Being right here.
Go and take the measurement.
Where's the picture? Hold it down. We wrote there the group name. To measure and determine the weight of this weight sample, the fresh sample. Then after there we shall dry it. No, we shall first mix all the 4, take a sample of 2, and then we dry that one, and we shall determine our dry weight after some time.
After 2 days.
You form the what? Compost.
Yeah. That's after mixing this one here.
What we can handle, what the hand can accommodate.
Even this side to this part here.
Okay, we are weighing sample Q1 and it's 1.15.
How 1.15?
1.15 grams. That unit is kilograms.
17 grams. Where is the last sample?
Okay, kilograms. That is kilograms.
Group 5, you guys come here.
Sample. This is Q4. Sample Q4. Sample Q4 is 0.95 kilograms. 0.95 kilograms.
Okay, explain. You are done? No, you have to explain and they record the video.
After collecting the different quadrats, we're supposed to measure each.
The other 3 samples follow that.
Yeah, we're measuring each from the different 4 quadrats, and then after measuring and establishing the weight, we mix to make a composite sample. For example, this is 1.7 from quadrant 4. Please first wait, we have 4 to go.
I'm just measuring the last.
Yeah.
The last. What is that? You weigh 0.6.
1.7.
0.6. Okay, remove. Thank you.
Then?
From quadrant 2, and it's still counted. Then they carry that here.
And so that
Another sample. This is sample. Sample 4. Yes. 1.70. Another sample. Sample 3. What is sample? Sample 3. 0.8. 0.85.
Go ahead, man. Why are you mixing?
I want to get something that is uniform.
That is
I told you I'm done. Start a combination.
Then you take sample. whether 1 kilo or any gram, you put in one.
Did they call my name?